And we are live. What's up, folks? Thank you so much for joining me for another stream. Yeah, so Monday stream. Ugh. Okay. Well, if you read the title of the video, you know what this is going to be about. Now, this is something that I heard about when it happened. Didn't manage to catch it right when it happened because I did go to sleep early on Saturday. So I heard about it the following day. And just want to share some thoughts on it. Now the stream, I will link the stream for anybody that wants to go back and watch that episode of the Flashcast. Friend of the channel, Corono, also a subscriber. He went ahead and he archives most of these streams that Flash and Tug do. So I'll link the stream in the description once I have the opportunity to update it for those of you that want to go back and watch it later on. But so a summary from my understanding of what happened was that the Flashcast this Saturday, they were talking about a couple different things, but the whole thing with the Froskurinn interview came up, and then the quartering showed up in the chat, and then some shit went down. He ended up on the Flashcast, and him and Flash had a little bit of a spat. Now, my understanding is they both had a little bit to drink that night, so that's also probably why things were misunderstood, or these guys kind of went at it. That probably played a significant role in all this. But I'm gonna go over it. We're gonna bring it up here for y'all to see. We're going to go over it and we're going to give thoughts because Ethan Van Sciver was on the stream, and there was some things that he had to say regarding the whole Froskurinn interview that I thought were interesting. And I honestly, there's some good points that Ethan brought up that I actually do agree with. So I do want to cover, like I said, we're going to talk about all that. That's going to be the main focus of tonight. Because there's also some more G4 news, and we'll get to that more towards the end. But I want to get to this first because I am YellowFlash, friend of the channel, has been on before. Cool guy, like him. Quartering, I've had limited interactions with the quartering before, very, very limited. And when I mean limited, like probably to the point where he probably I know he doesn't know who I am, like kind of more in passing. It was more in passing, like maybe I think he referenced I think we spoke before once, kind of briefly in message or email. I can't remember. It was just kind of a brief email thing, and maybe I know he referenced one of my Twitter videos in a video of his one time, and that's about it. Like I said, I don't I'm sure he's not familiar with me or the content here or anything like that. It was, again, just in passing. Don't really know the guy. But Flash, I'm a little bit more familiar with. I've had interactions with Flash. Flash is a good dude. Like I said, friend of the channel. And Ethan Van Sciver, don't really know. I think I've had like a limited interactions with Ethan as well. Don't really know Ethan too well. Have supported Ethan's work, though, like his crowdfunding campaigns and things like that for Cyberfrog. So and even before that, I was a fan of Ethan's work back when he first started, or at least, not back when he first started, but the first time I ever saw any of Ethan's work was back when he was working for Marvel. So I'm familiar with Ethan's work, and like I said, have supported his independent work that he's done. So just to give you a little bit of a background on the people involved. So we're gonna get this started right away here. And I believe Crow will be joining us at some point because Crow was actually there when all this stuff went down. As you guys know, Crow, also a friend of the channel, personal friend of mine as well. And he is a regular on the Flashcast. He's on there almost every Saturday night. He's on there. So it just, he got to see it all go down. He got that firsthand seat to all the shit going down. And that's why he'll be giving kind of his 2 cents on watching it all unfold right in front of him. So let's go ahead and just start this up, though. Right? So we had
that's George Lazenby.
All right, hold on.
There's
Maybe a little bit more forward.
Yeah, a lot of Bond girls on this. Haven't watched any of the movies. I don't know who they are. I don't care.
Oh no, the SD Gundam shit was lame. That shit sucked. But
we got Mother Rucker for 20 Canadian. Gundam Build-A-Fighters is like Gundam Valhalla, where all of the Gundam characters go. Where all of the Gundam characters go when their lives end.
Yeah, I think like in the last episode of the first Build Fighter series, they had like a bunch of like cameos.
Okay, hold on. Let me forward this a little bit. Because let's get to the part because they
start on Valve banning Full Metal Damien.
So I think it's right after this. So they start getting into the whole Froskurinn thing and talking about.
I don't know anything about that, so I don't really.
They start talking about like the interview because as you guys know, and let me just show this real quick just to give a bit more context for people that don't know. So Froskurinn had after her whole G4 TV meltdown, right? Maybe a week or two after she put out this tweet, right? To all these drama farming YouTubers, you can always reach out to my agent if you'd like to schedule a discussion. Now, if you guys remember, I responded to this, to Flash's tweet about it, saying, yeah, I don't think she's being legit, but I could be, I was wrong, I guess, because I guess she did end up scheduling some interviews with some YouTubers. I felt that this was kind of like her putting it out through her agent felt to me like a way for her to plausibly deny people, or going on their shows because they have to go through her agent. Now, of course, I said this before as well. She probably has to go through an agency because she's probably contractually obligated, right? If she's got an agent, she probably she's probably contractually obligated to have her agent, set up whatever bookings for her, even if they're for like YouTube channel interviews, right? So I saw that, I saw that and I thought it's either because of that, it's either that's why she's doing that, or she's doing it because she knows if these channels, right, that have, these drama farming YouTubers that she talks about that might try to schedule something with her, she knows that her agent will be, they're going to look out for her best interest and they'll deny interviews to people. They'll be like, yeah, I don't think you should go on that one. I don't think it would be good for you to go on that one. And then she could be like, sorry guys, my agent said no, so it'd be easy for her to just say, forget it. Right. So this was that initial tweet. And what was interesting is some people did hit her up. The Quartering hit her up. I know Flash hit her up. I believe that guy Vito hit her up as well. And maybe a couple others hit her up. I don't know, but I know for sure Flash and the Quartering did. Flash even shared the email that he sent to her agent. Now, she said this afterwards, and again, this is another deleted one, right? She said, told my agent to pick the biggest of those applied. Super excited to get on a call with these people and watch them backpedal all their vile trash talk. So, just that's her talking trash herself. Obviously, now this tweet is deleted along with the other one beforehand. Okay. But then she says, saying they wrote a quote unquote respectful email after some of these videos is wild. They overblow everything for clicks. So to me, it's just like, okay. She said that, she fired her shot, whatever. And maybe some of them were respectful, but I think she's, Flash's was really kind of cut and dry. He got straight to the point. Like, hey, I do this show every Saturday night. You're welcome to come on. That's it. It wasn't all flowery. It was pretty much just to the point. Like, hey, let me know if you want. DM me if you want. We'll set it up. And that was it. I don't know. I don't think the Quartering shared his email, what he sent. So I don't know what things he might have said to secure the interview. But as far as I know, the Quartering was the one or one of the first ones to actually basically confirm, like one of the first ones that confirmed, yeah, hey, look, I talked to her agent and stuff like that, and it's going to happen, basically. So they got that all set up. And I guess Vito also was confirmed to be interviewing her, although I don't know if that's still happening or not, but the courting for sure, right? So she had this, she was saying that she was, told my agent to pick the biggest of those applied, and like I said, probably the courting was that. So he secured that interview, and Ethan Van Sciver had some thoughts about that, and he reiterated those thoughts on the Flashcast, thinking that he thinks that nobody should platform this woman, only because he feels that it's a mistake, that it's just going to come back. It's going to come back to bite him, right? And I can't disagree with that. I mean, because that's certainly a possibility. Because as we've seen before, and we've covered this pretty extensively at this point, at least on the streams, right? Where we've seen the kind of stuff that Frosk does, the way she plays victim, the way that she always, after the fact, always seems to play the victim, even when she's getting pretty mild criticism, in my opinion. She always makes it a point. So she argues in bad faith herself while also saying that other people do that. So it's interesting. She's an interesting individual. To me, it is what it is. I expect her, regardless of whose show that she shows up on, that she's going to spin it, right? And that's why, it seems like it'll probably be more of an interview more than an actual live stream. I sincerely doubt that if the courting, and I believe the courting decided not to go through with it after all, but there's no way that she would agree to a live stream, I think, because I think it would put more pressure on her. And I think that, you're doing it live. There's no way to edit it after the fact. You're put on the spot more. There's obviously an audience that's going to be there in the live chat that is probably, to be honest, is probably going to be hostile towards Frosk, right? If she does it on the Quartering's channel or any of these people's channel, right? It's probably going to be a hostile crowd. Not that you have to pay attention to what the chat is saying when you're in, in somebody else's territory, especially if you're there to just talk to the content creator, but it is what it is. So Ethan, this is him giving his thoughts on the situation with Frosk and why he thinks that it's a mistake to allow her to be platformed on the Quartering's channel.
Yeah, Steam
so
generally
Ezra
allows for anything on its
I saw they literally have a game on trending right now about Hitler's sex.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hitler. Yes.
Yeah,
Ethan, there's a game trending on Steam right now about Hitler having sex with anime girls.
Okay,
yeah.
We have a little bit more
I'll
for
play that. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
People are gonna.
Holy shit! I'm gonna go. Maybe I'm gonna get a fucking cannon.
Let's see.
For my front yard.
Let's see. Hold on, just a little bit more forward here.
Name I can't pronounce. It says YellowFlash non Ella Shava for 5. Yo-ho, YellowFlash. Surely you remember your little goatsy girl. When are you going to make another special video together?
All right,
TV. I really wish she was going to debate multiple channels.
Okay, so this is where they start talking about it. So he's talking about Froskurinn now.
Just Jeremy. I think Jeremy's going to be real soft and weak in this interview because he was putting it off in his stream on when he put that video out that he's going to debate Frosk. I wish he was going to debate more people. He's going to be really easy on her. I could tell it from the video itself. I don't give 2 fucks about G4 TV, and I hope they go belly up. To be honest, fuck G4 TV, fuck Frosk, fuck Adam Sessler, fuck everybody on that platform. They can suck my cock.
Okay, so there's Flash's thoughts on the whole thing, right? So his thing is like, all right, Jeremy got the interview, but I think he's going to be soft on her. I don't think he's going to press her. And, Jeremy, I think, did say that he was going to try to keep it all civil and stuff like that. But I think that the criticism here is obviously that, hey, look, if you're going to have her on, you might as well don't really capitulate so much to her. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to ask her the tough questions and stuff like that. So the assumption here is that he's just going to take it easy on her. There's not going to be any kind of, there's not going to be any kind of really, it's going to be flowery, I guess. There's not going to be any kind of pressing of any of the issues. There's not going to be any confrontation, I guess, is what he's taken away from all this. But yeah, what Winglish Shikigami says here, civil doesn't necessarily mean soft. Yeah, and I would agree with that. That doesn't necessarily mean soft. I think that there's plenty of opportunity there to still kind of assert yourself and still kind of pressure on stuff. I think there's a way to do it in a civil manner. You know how they say, the pen is mightier than the sword. So I think there is a way for Jeremy to broach these subjects with her without putting her immediately on the defensive. Maybe, kind of softballing it a little bit at first just to get her comfortable, and then maybe kind of getting a little bit more, I don't want to say aggressive, but a little bit more assertive. Like, hey, all right, so look, let's get to the meat of the stuff, right? You said this and you didn't really clarify, or make any kind of distinction, right? You didn't make any kind of distinction that you were talking about, just toxic male gamers, right? You just kind of blanket termed gamers as being, problematic, so to speak. You didn't say that it was, a fringe group and stuff like that. And we saw from messages that she's had, from interactions that she's had on Reddit, that that's not how she handles stuff. She doesn't say stuff like that. She does kind of blanket term say things about people. She casts that wide of a net, and everybody is, they're all bad, right? It's not, she even said in that one post, if you guys remember that I read on the last stream where we talked about her and the whole situation and the stuff on Reddit, she even said, it's not just a fringe group. It's much larger than a fringe group. And it's just like, well, no, it probably really just is a fringe group, because people like that are that toxic, the way that you describe, that you say are that aggressive and say those horrendous things, that is a fringe group. There's people like that. The people that will actually say some of those violent, heinous things, that's a very small minority of people that would probably have the stones to say stuff like that to people in real life. Because by and large, people aren't going to act that way. So I think Jeremy, I don't know. I can't speak for Jeremy. I don't know him. I think I know Flash. I can say at least I know Flash a little bit better. So I kind of understand where Flash is coming from. And I know the kind of person Flash is. And I know that if she were to come on to the Flashcast, Flash would not go easy on her. But that's also why she would never go on Flashcast. You know what I mean? Because these kind of setups, right? These kind of panel type streams and podcasts would be something that would immediately make her weary. She's not going to go, or her agent. They're going to be like, it's not going to be in your best interest to go on a panel where you'll potentially be dogpiled. And not just that, if she were, right? If she did go on one of these types of streams that has a panel like Friday Night Tights or the stuff that Geeks and Gamers do or Flashcast, that gives her right there, right away. She can say, well, you know what? I tried to talk to them. I tried to be civil with them, but they wouldn't let me get a word in edgewise. She would probably go screaming and crying to Twitter saying how unfairly she was treated. And I think that's part of what Ethan brings up later is like he still thinks that even if Jeremy is nice to her, that she's still going to pull that. And that is certainly a possibility because as we've seen before, she has done that, right? She always pulls the victim card. She always pulls the woman card. And if it's not the woman card, then it's the LGBT card, right? So, or both, or sometimes she plays them both. So.
Wow.
Damn.
Did you ever get a response to your email, Flash?
Nope.
I mean, I'm
never
not
got
surprised.
A response. All I got was that fake bounce back email. Emailed her agents.
I'm not surprised.
Did not get a response from her agents at all. So she's gonna go on with Jeremy and Vito.
Wait,
Oh,
she's
God.
going on with Vito?
I don't
Why?
think she's doing that, is she?
Does she? Wait, how do? Oh God!
maybe.
Oh no!
Well,
That was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe she's still going on with video.
Oh God!
okay, let's skip that real quick. Corona, why? Why you do this to me, Corona? Okay.
Meet Philo,
All right, let's
the 20.
mute that real quick. Corona running the ads. Nah, he's got to make his bag. But I gotta get through this.
How do
I'd love to
people
have
not
her
know
come
about
on here.
Neo?
I'd love to have her come on here. We can talk real. We can get in loud shouting matches. It'd be fun. I could give a fuck about G4 TV succeeding. I hope G4 TV goes belly up. Fuck G4 TV. Fuck Frosk. Fuck Adam Sessler. Fuck all those people.
See, this is why they would never come on to the Flashcast either. Because the thing is, look, even though Flash had a few, but the thing is, Flash is a real guy, and he probably would. He'd have no problem telling Frosk what's up. Like like I said, I think I know enough about Flash to know. Yeah, Flash is a pretty blunt guy. So he's not really going to be too interested in playing nice. He's going to be like, yo, you talked a lot of shit, about gamers, and you painted us all in the, you painted us all in the worst possible light, and I don't appreciate that. That's just the way Flash is. He's perfectly okay with having that kind of a confrontation. So, but again, that's what I mean. Knowing that though, and I'm pretty sure his, this woman's agent would look into him. She would probably realize that and be like, no, you're not going on that show. You know what I mean? A good agent would keep her away, right? He's like, no, you're not going on there. So, but that would be entertaining as hell to see. I would love to see it, but it's never going to happen. Like I said, and I don't think her going to anybody else, right? Like I said, Nerdrotics or Geeks and Gamers, anybody that has that kind of a setup, nah. You know what I mean? Nah, she's not gonna do it.
They're all scumbags. They don't like any of you in my chat. They don't like any of you. If you voted Trump, they don't want you as a fan. Fuck them. Fuck them.
I'll vote DeSantis.
Yeah.
I mean, if it means that G4 is going to like me,
what Flash brought up there is 100% correct. Now, before she went and nuked her Twitter, she did say stuff like that. Like she had no interest in people that were, supporters, right? People that were supporters, Trump supporters, she didn't want to have anything to do with them. Very anti-Trump. Same thing with Adam Sessler. Adam Sessler has tweeted the same kind of shit. If you don't have the same kind of ideology with them, they want to have nothing to do with you. You got to think exactly like they do or get the fuck out, basically. So.
If I vote DeSantis.
Oh God.
No. Yeah.
It's going to be a weak interview. And I like the Corrine, but it's going to be weak. He's going to be really nice. And it's just, that's not what I'm looking for. I'd like to see people really confront her on the things that she said and done, like she says she's going to do. And it should be live, 100% live.
I mean, in a live setting, that's a little bit more chaotic, and that's why I think she wouldn't do it also, because it would put her more on the spot. And like I said, she'd be in a hostile territory. If she's one of these people, look at how she gets with Reddit comments, right? That she's constantly responding to Reddit comments. She's always on Reddit. She's always quick to clap back on there. So if she's that kind of a person that's so important to her, right, that she has to respond, being on a live stream where there's a live chat going might distract her, right? Remember when she went on her rant, right? I see you all in the chat, saying all this stuff, even right now. And it's just like, I don't think she would do it because of that. She'd be like, she would say, your fan base is toxic. Look, see, this is what I'm talking about. Look how toxic they are. Look how mean they are. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about for her, right? It's about her feelings. It's about how things make her feel. So in a live setting, she wouldn't do it unless like chat was disabled or something like that. And she's just having like a one-on-one conversation with Jeremy where there's like no kind of distractions, maybe. But even then, like I said, it would give him or anybody else that interviews her an opportunity to put her on the spot. And I don't think she would like that. I think, from my understanding, is that she wanted to have some degree of control over her appearance, right, on these shows. And I think that's something that comes up later on here. So we'll get to that part, though. Let's see.
Not some
Once the recording
edited
comes out.
interview.
Recorded.
He says he's going to do it pre-recorded, and I don't agree with that. Should be
Oh, God.
live.
She has the
100%
same
live.
demands as Darkside Phil. That's funny as shit.
Okay, so in fairness here, I don't know. See, unless the Quartering comes on and says that himself, that was part of the demands. I think that's what Quartering. I don't know if that's what she said. I guess I'll have to go back and watch the Quartering's video on it, or actually maybe we could look it up now actually to see if that's what was the terms of the agreement, right? If the terms of the agreement were that she would only show up if it was a pre-recorded interview, then I guess we'll find out here. Let's see what so here we go. So okay, this was 4 days ago. Okay. So 4 days ago. And we'll try to get through this video as quickly as possible because I really want to get back to the stream because things really get interesting once Jeremy shows up to the Flashcast. So we're going to go over this here real quick. Let's see. Here we go. So this was the video I think he did on it.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and I've got some good news.
So
If you
we'll get
followed
through this
really
real
the,
quick here.
Budding love between myself and Laura Hisrich, the showrunner for the.
He's
most
talking about
people
The Witcher.
Agree on most things, and it comes down to a few things we disagree on. And I covered on this channel at length my disagreements with G4 TV host Froskurinn, looking like basically bad mouthing the viewers because of a few bad comments, throwing out the baby with the bathwater, so to speak. And it was a fun meme for a couple of weeks, and everyone got their content in. It was good. G4 got a bunch of
People
Twitter
still get
followers.
their
They
content
lost a
in.
bunch of YouTube subscribers. But more importantly, I have some good news, it looks like. And it looks like a discussion is going to be happening between Froskurinn and myself. And so I'll hold back any further criticism or any rehashing of my existing criticism. I think she understands exactly where I stand. And I want to give her an opportunity to explain where she stands. I have a feeling we're going to agree. I've always in all of my videos said that I believe people make inappropriate comments about really everybody online, men and women. And she also.
And look, to Jeremy's point, I don't think I think that's fair, right? I think that's fair. The thing is, I think Ethan also brings up a very good point, and we're going to get to it, that I don't think it'll make a difference with somebody like that. Just from and again, I could be completely wrong. We could all be wrong about that, right? We could all be 100% wrong about that. It's just from her own pattern of behavior online. That's what makes me believe that no matter whose show she goes on, right, whether it be the Quartering or whoever, like I said, I don't know, maybe Vito looked like he was willing to kiss up to her with the things that he was saying, where he was just like, oh, don't talk to those geeks and gamers, bozo. So, I mean, it feels like to me, like he'd be the type to kind of cozy up, and maybe, who knows, maybe his interview with her will be good. Maybe he'll pull a bait and switch on her. I don't know. But I think that no matter what, like I said, because here's the thing, what's going to happen if she shows up on the Quartering's channel? Let's be honest here, right? What's up, Mr. Lambo? How you doing? What do you think's going to happen if she shows up on the Quartering's channel? Her fans are going to get mad. They're going to be like, why did you go on the Quartering's channel? He's a misogynistic phobe, whatever, right? They're going to go down the list of all the terrible things he is, and they're going to jump on her, and then she's going to probably bend the knee to them because that's what they always do, right? When they're attacked by their own, they submit. She'll probably try to justify by saying, well, look, I was trying to have a civil conversation. I was trying to have a civil conversation with him to try to see, because people say that more people need to reach across the aisle, or they need to, people that have disagreements need to come together and talk and blah, 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 blah. Y'all, but still he has this history and blah, 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 whatever, right? And he's all right, or he's whatever they want to say. And she's going to be like, I'm sorry. She's going to have to apologize for it and be like, I'm sorry. You know what? You guys are right. I'm going to kiss the ring still. You guys are absolutely 100% right. I'll never do it again. I'll never talk to these people again. So I see it going kind of like that too, where she, even if she has like a really good discussion with Jeremy, I see a scenario where because she feels pressure by her own side, right? Or the people that think like her, that she's going to bend the knee to them and apologize for even doing it. Like, because we've seen it before. How many times have we seen that before with other people that have had these discussions, right? That they go back and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I definitely shouldn't have talked to that person in a civil manner. I'm so sorry that I did that. I was wrong for that. You know, please don't cancel me." That's what they do.
So said that very same thing. So my problem is really just kind of the cutting down your nose and yelling at everybody watching as if they're all participating in it. I think that was a misstep, and I hope she'll agree on that. And then maybe she'll get me to agree on a few things. It'll be interesting. So look for that interview to hopefully happen by the end of this week. It looks like I'm talking to her agents, and we'll set that up, because it started out yesterday where she wrote, "To all these drama farming YouTubers, you can always reach out to my agent if you'd like to schedule a discussion." And by the way, you know, I will remind people, she has extended the olive branch. She unblocked me on Twitter. And so I would ask, you don't have to, obviously, I don't control you, but I would ask that we give her a chance to speak, because so precious few people whom, you know, kind of get in this, that have her opinions about things, ever want to talk to anybody about it. And if we make them regret it, then even fewer people will. A lot of people kind of pointed that out when I was talking to Lauren Hisrich. There were so many people, nobody on kind of our side of things, but there were a lot of people on the far left that were demanding she stop talking, demanding she stop the conversation. Why? Because they knew that something like this could happen. At humanizing people. She probably thinks I'm some kind of monster. She probably thinks I think she's some kind of monster. I don't.
See, but that's the thing. That's what I'm saying, though. See, like, that might have not bothered the other woman he was talking to, the showrunner for The Witcher, but I think Frosk is the kind of person that would absolutely cave and be like, "I am so sorry. I will never speak to the Quartering again or any of these YouTubers again. You guys are right. Blah, blah, blah. Don't cancel me, please." You know what I mean? She just seems like the type. And then she would probably be like, "You know what? You guys are right." And then proceed to throw Jeremy under the bus too. And then back over him and then run over him again. Because why wouldn't she?
I think people say things in the heat of the moment, and I'm hoping that, you know, I can try to explain why people reacted the way they did. And I'll give her a chance to explain to me. Maybe it's worse than I thought. Maybe because I couldn't see the chat. So maybe it was all just everybody spamming how she was unattractive or something like that. By the way, again, that's not okay. And in all of my videos, I said that wasn't okay. I just don't like the idea of, you know, yelling at your fans. But there's some other interesting stuff. She wrote, "I told my agent to pick the largest of those applied. So maybe somebody bigger than me applied. It's possible. Super excited to get on a call with all these people and watch them backpedal on all their vile trash talk. Saying they wrote a respectful email after some of these videos is wild. They overblow everything for clicks." Well, I think everyone does that.
Yeah.
I think we're all kind of guilty of that.
Yeah.
I don't think I had any personal attacks. I'm actually, before we talk,
of course, that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. So that's a fair point. But even
I'm going to rewatch my videos and see if I crossed the line anywhere. I don't think I did. I think I've grown a lot. You know, old me would probably have gone too hard, but I don't really talk like that anymore because it's not productive. It's fun to like get hyped and be mean, but it doesn't actually solve anything. And I am interested in talking to people. I'm interested in having her on to have a conversation and find a middle ground. I genuinely am. I'm not interested in gotchas. I'm not interested in making her look bad. I'm not interested in yelling or raising my voice. I just want to have a conversation. This is why I don't
see. And I think this is where him and Flash had the contention, right? Flash is just like, "No, man, you need," like, he wants somebody to go at her, you know, to kind of teach her lesson. And look, sometimes that works. Sometimes that doesn't. Sometimes there's a better way to do that. Sometimes you could assert yourself over somebody without actually having to go at them full force, right? Without having to, say things, mean things, I guess, or what would be mean things, or aggressive things. I think there's a way to assert yourself without being like, "Hey, listen, you fuck face, you said this, that, or the other. What the fuck?" You know? Like, I don't think you need to be hostile right off the bat to do that, but there's a way, like I said, to assert yourself in the conversation. I think what it is that they disagree on whether or not I think the biggest disagreement, at least that I'm seeing here so far, right, with Flash and with Quartering, I think the biggest disagreement that they had was really the respect factor, right? I think Flash is of the mindset that, you know what, this person doesn't deserve respect at all. They don't deserve it. They've done nothing to earn it. They don't deserve respect. And you're being way too charitable and respectful towards this person that lumped you in with the rest of us, with the shit that she said, you know? So, you know, I get that, but sometimes, look, there's the time and place to go like that, to go at it like that, to go full force like that, where you just have to tell it how it is. There's times to be blunt, but there's times where you also have to be a little bit more diplomatic. You know, each battle is different, you know, and you really got to pick your battle, what it's going to be, and depending on who it is. So, like I said, I can see it from both points of views. I get what Flash is saying. I get what he's saying. But I also get what Jeremy is saying. I understand where Jeremy's coming from. But I think this is why there was so many concerns about Jeremy, was because it seemed like he's being way too, being way too easy, right? Like, oh, you know, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. And that probably gave people the impression, well, he's probably not going to do anything that could potentially challenge her at all. And I think that's why people are concerned, which that doesn't necessarily mean that he wouldn't challenge her on points, but I get why people would have that impression, right? After hearing what he said so far.
I don't think we're going to do it live because I want to give her an opportunity to think about her answers and not feel the pressure of chat spamming her, because I care. Now, if I live stream it, probably make them all out in super chats, but that's not what this is. Unless she requests to be live streamed, I think it'd be better for both of us to just take our time with the topic. This kind of in the eye of, you know, a lot of people now at G4 under the microscope. The people over at both Ryan Cannell, very
I see. One thing I would say, look, I think it would be interesting. I would have preferred it live too, only because I would like to see, right? I would like to see if she would, you know, quote unquote, match the same energy, right? That saying that people say, if she would match the same energy that she did on the G4 meltdown. You know what I mean? That's why I would want to see it live, just to see if she would match that same kind of intensity. And to see to see whether or not she really, you know, if she really does think on her feet or whatnot, you know what I mean? And to see, I guess we would also see if she's really full of crap or not, right? Broly says, you know, when people say freedom of speech, not of consequence, funny how people think that should not, that should only apply to their enemies of convenience. Yeah, that's a very, very good point, man. Yeah. And I agree with you, man. I agree with you. 100%. Lasher says, Frost should have instead gone after G4 for capitalizing out. Yeah, I said that in my video. I actually said that in my video, Lasher. I said, it's funny to me that she's so mad, that she got so mad at the people watching. And I'm just like, yo, why aren't you mad at G4? G4 are the ones that literally sexualized Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn to their audience. They did that. And they kept it going for years. So she should be going at G4 for that, because G4 are the ones that did that in the past, not the viewers. I mean, they're just there to watch. Of course, they're going to keep coming back if you give them what they want, right? And do you think that's what they want, right? Is seeing Olivia Munn shove 11 hot dogs in her mouth week in, week out. They're going to come back to see that. If you think that's what they want to see. Or if you want to have her, you know, take off her panties and throw them in a panty pile week in and week out, you know, they're going to come back to watch her do just that. So, all right, let's continue on with Jeremy's video though here.
Interesting, worthwhile YouTuber, worth subscribing. He just passed 100K, so good for him. And Geeks and Gamers, also a good channel worth being subscribed to. Have now been kind of bringing forth some other prior bad behavior from one of the hosts on the show. And, you know, a lot of these videos are really old. So it's like, you know, I shared a video before seeing the timestamp, and the date stamp on it was like 2012 or something like that, right? So I don't think that that's necessarily fair.
Oh yeah, he's
Chase
talking
first
about the
banking.
video that he
Identity-
shared of the Black Hokage saying that all these he said something along the lines like, "Oh, all these white lesbians look like Ellen DeGeneres, or look like Barney Rubble, or something like that." That was what he said. It was like on the stream or something that he did years ago. So
this is, but there are videos that are pretty spicy from this guy. If you look at the thumbnails, beautiful, scantily clad women, big, I couldn't even get that thumbnail approved. There's conversations about how, women don't swallow unless you tell them to swallow. Here's another one. So, I mean, like, there's definitely some objectification happening from the very same guy that was saying, talk to him, Frosk, get him.
yeah, the
These videos are,
co-host.
like,
Yeah, we
months
saw
old, not
that.
years
We
old.
saw that, right?
There's videos of him, him saying that, like, all white members of the LGBTQ community or the L community, all white members of the L.
Broly, I don't know if you're busy. Do you want to hop in here, bro? It's been a while. I wouldn't mind talking to you about this, man. If you want to hop on this stream, buddy. It's been a minute. Let me know, and I'll toss you the link via Discord or something.
Community look like Ellen. Like, he said that, and like, I don't know, I mean, who cares? I don't even, like, I'm not even talking about, that's why I'm not going to play the clips, because like, I don't really care about the things in specific that he said, but dude's sitting right here clapping like a seal saying, talk to him, Frost, when right here he's talking about how he watches the tub meta on Twitch in the buff.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, that's how I watch it. I watch it,
And that was weird. If you guys
So,
watch that
there's a
video,
lot-
like the girl is like, "What?" She doesn't look too comfortable when he tells her that.
A lot of interesting clips of this dude talking about, talking some pretty spicy stuff about women in particular. That 7 months ago, she busted it wide open on Twitch, arrow pointed right there. Like, nothing. Hey, whatever gets clicks, my dude, I don't hold it against you. Dead serious. But like, were you really saying talk to him, Frosk? And you should watch this video by Geeks and Gamers and then Ryan Canal too, because it's not exactly like the call's coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
Then
That's a fair
YellowFlash,
point.
another really good channel here, talked about she challenges everyone to a bait, but gives out fake contact info. Maybe a lot of people said that it was fake. You see team invite booking. She said she'd be willing to. This is his email. Here's Vito.
Yeah, they
original
got the
message
fake
bouncing
email.
back,
Yeah, they
which
got
is funny.
bounced back.
I don't think it was intentional because the email I got worked, and I talked to her bookers. So I mean, I don't know if they like it was a copy paste issue or something like that, or she
Could have been
meant to do that. I don't know. Again,
It could have been a letter was left out. It's possible.
saving my criticisms of that for when I can talk to her like directly. So if you have serious questions that you want me to ask, leave them in the comment section down below or email them to me. Because if there are things, I'm not going to ask her about stuff from 10 million years ago. I am going to ask her about the comments about too many white people. I will ask her about that and give her a chance to clarify that. But if we look at G4
Yeah,
now,
that was the comment.
their
that
growth
she
is
made.
essentially.
She made that early last year, if you guys remember, and we went over that as well. The League of Legends thing. Oh, there's too many white people in commentary for this, right? Just too much white. And when Thorne responded to it, Thorne brought up a really good point. He was like, if she's trying to say that the reason why people of other ethnicities or race don't get a chance to comment in League of Legends is solely because of that, right? Solely because it's somehow discriminatory. Why didn't she have an example at the ready of any of these casters that happen to be, black or any other race or ethnicity, right? Why didn't she have that at the ready to show as an example, to be like, hey, why don't you give so-and-so a chance? Or why don't you give so-and-so a chance? Or this person, or this person, or this person? Why didn't she have not even one person at the ready that she thinks is qualified to commentate in Leagues of Legends? Because you would think if that's what it is, she would know. She would at least be able to cite at least one person, and she didn't. And he's like, it's because she doesn't really care. And I'm like, probably not. Yeah. It's just all one big virtue signal.
Stopped. In fact, they lost 50 followers today. G4 TV.
Yeah, I believe so.
YouTube channel.
I believe so.
Lost 2,000, lost 1,000, lost 1,000, lost 1,000. Here's lost another 1,000. Haven't gained any subscribers in 2 weeks. G4 TV Twitch got a nice little bump during their giveaway period, and then that's leveled off. They're obviously much bigger on Twitch than they are on YouTube because some of their videos on YouTube here have 589,000 views, and that's just from 5 days ago. So they're doing okay on Twitch. And again, I want G4 TV to succeed. That's why I want to have this conversation, and I want it to be productive. And I don't want to scream back and forth. I'm not looking to own her. I'm happy to issue corrections if I got something wrong. I'm happy to make edits or whatever. As long as she comes in good faith, I will too. And
see, and I think that's also the biggest. I think this is also probably one of the biggest reasons why why it became such a contentious topic between the two of them. Because if you really look into the kind of person Frosk is, she constantly will tell other people that they're arguing in bad faith and that they're deflecting, that they're doing this, that, or the other, when she literally does the same exact thing. We've seen it. Like I said, we've gone over her Reddit posts where she does it, where she literally does it, but yet she's calling somebody else out on it. And it's just like, but you're literally doing all the things you're saying, or that you're trying to scold other people for doing. You're literally doing them in your responses. It's crazy.
Again, maybe she's referring to other YouTubers, but I didn't feel like I said anything personal. I didn't make any, really any mean-spirited comments that I remember. So hopefully we'll talk today or tomorrow, and it should be interesting. For the rest of G4 TV, there's some digging around that's happening, and as usual, people who are the first to, tut down their nose and tell you you're evil and wrong seem to have their own spicy past. So I don't want the guy canceled or fired or anything like that. But I think it's important to point out that, like, bro, this guy is literally screaming and yelling and agreeing with Frosk, and he's doing the exact same thing. So he seems like a phony. That's how it looks. He looks like a hypocrite. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Yeah. And that's fair. So that was the video, right? There we have the video where he said, basically laid out his intentions for the interview. Okay. So now we're going to go back to the Flashcast.
Yeah.
What are her demands?
Probably not live.
See, and this again, and to be fair to Jeremy, right? We don't know if they were her demands, right? We don't know. This to me is, there seems to be an assumption happening here, right? Of that she was demanding certain things, because it seemed like Jeremy, maybe there were demands. Maybe she absolutely had demands like, hey, listen, the only way I'll talk to you is if we do a pre-recorded interview, and this, that, or the other. And if I get the questions emailed to me beforehand, which isn't uncommon, by the way. When people set up interviews and they have a profile, or they go through agents and stuff like that, they usually like if they're afraid that there might be an interview set up under false pretenses, they will ask for the questions beforehand so they could screen everything. Politicians do it all the time. They do it almost all the time, that they sit down for an interview, so that they know kind of what to expect when they go in. Now, sometimes it doesn't matter, because sometimes they still get caught. Like, sometimes people will just say, screw it, we're going to flip the script, and I'm going to catch them off guard, right? Which Jeremy could have done. It doesn't sound like he would have done that, but who knows? Maybe he would have. But that's probably, if we're to assume, right, that there were demands, right, maybe that would be one of them, right? Hey, listen, I'll show up. It's got to be pre-recorded, and I also have to see the questions you're going to ask me before I go on there, so that I know what to expect, and that you're not trying to just bring me on to set me up, or this interview is just being set up under complete false pretenses. So
yeah, it should be 100% live. The chat should be there. Everything should be brought up, and it just sucks. And I wish more people would have the chance to debate her. I really think it's going to be a weak interview, and I hate to shit on Jeremy. I like Jeremy, but it's going to be a fucking boring interview. He's not going to push her, and it's unfortunate.
So that's Flash's opinion on it. He thinks he doesn't think that Jeremy would be up to the task, and maybe that's true, maybe not. Jeremy hasn't really, that I know of, hasn't really interviewed too many people on his channel. I know that he interviewed Grums, and he interviewed Darkside Phil before, and those were, they were, you know what I mean? Not anything to write home about. I thought the Darkside Phil interview was a little bit more interesting than the Grums one, obviously, because it says Darkside Phil, and we all know that Darkside Phil is, not only a meme, but just, he's Darkside Phil, They
might have some funny parts in it. I hope, anyway, 'cause that would be funny. I hope
You
she like.
watched the
I hope she
Quartering?
like. I hope she like really fucking like looks like an asshole. That would be like really funny if she starts
Yeah.
like if Quartering's like really nice and she's just like a complete asshole. That would be really fucking funny.
Quartering's in the chat. He says, "Yeah,
he wanna
just
come
yell
in?
at someone and then never get another interview ever."
And he's got a point there.
And that is a fair point, right? Because here's the thing. There might be this idea that, all right, look, we're setting up this interview just to see if there could be more in the future, right? Maybe he's just, playing friendly to kind of pull her in, gain a little bit of confidence, maybe gain a little bit of trust, and then maybe go harder in a future interview. But the thing is, there's no guarantees that you're going to get that future interview, despite whether or not you're playing nice or not. This might be the only chance that you get, is this interview, to really say what you need to say or ask what you really wanted to ask of her. It might only be one and done, despite any pleasantries that you might give her. It could just be one and done.
And you get more flies with honey.
Who gives a shit
Well,
about
you don't
Why do you want to interview?
Frosk and
SJWs?
G4 TV? Do you want to
Yeah, I
interview
mean,
Adam Sessler?
If
too?
you want to,
I mean, I'd ask him like I want to ask him if he was on cocaine in that video. But
so
That's
do you
right,
think
Chad.
his interaction with the Witcher showrunner was a success or no?
Yeah, but she was a little less antagonistic than fucking Frosk. I gotta
Okay,
say,
that
here,
is-
I'm
right,
gonna
that is fair.
send Quartering in a league if he wants to come on.
Yeah, but I'm just saying from an optics perspective, the people who engaged with her were
That's my
versus the
understanding.
people who
That's
told
my
her,
understanding.
not to talk to Jeremy. It's pretty clear who was more like respectful and like honest and like. I just think it was more beneficial for them to have that conversation in the way that
Frosk
they did.
literally said, "If you don't like it, don't watch it. Fuck off." Like, fuck her, man. I don't give a
Right.
fuck about her or G4.
And yeah, she does have, that's another thing. She does have a history of saying that, right? Remember, we went over those tweets. We went over those tweets in past streams where she literally said, she was just like, hey, look, I don't make content for you. If you don't like it, tough shit. If you can't recognize, privilege and this, that, or the other, then you could basically, I don't care. And you could basically piss off. You know what I mean? Like I don't do this shit for you, basically, or something like, I know I'm kind of paraphrasing, but it was along those lines. Like, I don't give a shit, basically. Like, but it's funny because she actually does care, because she always makes it a point to respond back to people, especially on Reddit. So
Yeah, I would ask her if it were me. I would ask her about her comments about diversity in esports. I think she was way out of line there. I think she needs to clarify that. It's like she never did. So it's like it's been a couple years now and it keeps coming up. But I don't know. That's what I would ask her. But
Jeremy
and
the
then also-
Quartering in the chat just basically said, "Yeah, like I'm going to yell at her. Then I'll never get another interview again."
to what Lofty was saying, I think it was Lofty that was saying it. I was mentioning the whole thing with esports, because remember, she did say that, right? Oh, sexism is still a big problem in esports right now. It's still running rampant and stuff like that. And it's crazy to me that she has the audacity to say something like that, because she claims to have only been in this industry, right? The gaming industry, for 9 years. But look how successful she's been. And you would think if there was all these roadblocks in her way, right? That, all these things that are holding her down or holding her back, why is it that she was able to get the casting job that she got? And why is it that she's on G4 TV right now? If it was as bad as she claims, she wouldn't have reached the level of success that she did. She would still be wallowing somewhere, probably trying to come up on the tournament scene in League of Legends or something, which is where she got her start.
Listen, this is what happened when Zack Snyder showed up on Geeks and Gamers. Let's be super respectful to the people who fucking hate us when we platform them in front of our audience. Let's see how that went. I mean, I would show this person zero respect. She is nobody.
She's a piece of shit.
She was
What do
hired
you,
by
what do you want
people-
another interview with her for? Are you going to be best friends with Frost? And I like Jeremy. I'm not trying to be a dick. I like the Quartering quite a bit. I think he's a good dude, but I 100%
because he has a
disagree
huge
here.
platform. So I mean, that's the thing. He's got over 1 million subs, so we have to be nice to him. But this is stupid. It's my opinion. It's stupid. Stupid to platform this SJW. She is waiting to become another Zoe Quinn. I don't know what you're going to get out of it. You're going to get a big live stream, a big, enormous. It's great. It's fantastic. But this is a person who's hoping to become another Brianna Wu, another Zoe Quinn, another
See, I disagree.
Anita
I don't know.
Sarkeesian, and
I
you're
don't
going to
think
help
Anita-
her.
I don't
Hold
think
on a second.
Anita
You're going to
or
let her
Zoe
do that. You're going to let her do that. You're going to give her your platform so that she can say whatever it is that she wants to say. She dislikes everyone in this audience. She is an activist.
She's literally said if you voted for Trump, she's literally said this.
Well,
in her
Adam
deleted
Sessler-
tweets. If you voted for Trump, I don't want you as a fan. Fuck
Adam
you.
Sessler said
Fuck
that.
her.
But-
Fuck Adam
Wait,
Sessler.
wait.
They're both scumbag pieces of shit. Fuck
I don't
them.
think
Fuck G4 TV. I hope they go belly up. I hope
don't
this is a
think Anita-
shitty investment. I hope this is a shitty investment for Comcast TV. I hope they lose money on this. Because
They probably already are. Let's be honest. They probably already are.
They already
money
are.
on this. When you tell
Yeah,
85
see?
million people, I don't want you as a fan, you should go belly up. Fuck you.
I don't
Fuck
think
you.
Anita Sarkeesian or Zoe Quinn or Jason Schreier would even have this conversation.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
There's a difference between now I don't necessarily know if Frosk is acting in good faith. I'm not saying that, but if she's willing to
Frosk
have a
is a cunt.
conversation,
Lucky,
they're
what
different- it's a
conversation
different
do you
league.
need to have with her? She said everything that she wanted to say right
I
there
don't know,
and
maybe
then.
she'll-
You're telling
maybe
me
she'll
that you don't think
correct
she's an
her-
activist? She just came
No.
out and she basically just did what all of these people do. The only reason why Anita wouldn't do this is because Anita's bigger than her. Anita became enormously famous because people kept talking about her and platforming her and giving her space, oxygen, and room to breathe. That's why she didn't need people like the Quartering. Quartering was nowhere near her size at the time that she was famous. And you give these people
Frosk
oxygen
has
and
like
you let them
125,000
take a
followers.
shit on your audience. That is what's going to happen. We've seen it happen before. Zack Snyder took a shit on Geeks and Gamers because they platformed him because they thought it was going to have a conversation. They don't want to have a conversation with you. They want to tell you they hate you. That's what they want to do. The only people I want to talk to, not these bitches that get a role, the only people I want to talk to are the people who are in power, who continually turn their enormous platforms and their fan bases over to these psychotic, cat piss stinking witches. They come on the platform and turn the conversation away from video games and fun to me and my victimization. Or me, I'm a woman and everybody's telling me I'm ugly.
Agreed.
Fuck you. Let's get back to
Oh,
video
shit.
games. And there's no reason to
That's
platform
very
this
funny.
person. She's no different than any one of these other bitches. She's the same. She's going to say the same shit. She's going to piss all over you, your audience, and all of that stuff. And you're going to get memed on Twitter. Do not give these people the opportunity to do this. Quartering's worked hard to build himself an enormous platform, so everyone's afraid to tell him he's making a mistake. He's making a mistake. Okay, that is what this is. This is a mistake. This is a short-term gain, long-term L for the Quartering. That is my prediction, and I could be wrong. Let's revisit
I
this
like-
situation.
Yeah, and look, that's fair if Ethan feels that way, and I understand where he's coming from. I 100% understand where Ethan's coming from, and he's, he brings up some very good points that I do agree with. Right? It's just like, look, even if you win, quote unquote, you still lose, right? It looks like you're winning because hey, we're stepping across the aisle and talking with this person, but what happens when she decides to say, you know what, fuck this Quartering guy, right? Even if they had this great conversation, we talked about it earlier, right? If for whatever reason her fan base starts to give her shit, why did you go on the Quartering's channel? Well, she's going to try to save her own skin. She's not going to have any interest in trying to defend Jeremy. I mean, maybe that'd be surprising if she did, right? But she's going to try to save herself first. She's not going to be like, oh, well, me and Quartering, we had a moment. We're good. We're friends. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to defend him. I think he's a good guy. No, she's probably going to save her own skin first. So in that regard, like I said, I can agree with Ethan, but at the same time, look, it's Jeremy's channel. You know what I mean? Jeremy should do what he wants. If he wants to talk with her, he can talk with her. You know what I mean? He can talk with her. But I understand the concerns that like Ethan has and maybe others have regarding her. But I guess it just all depends. I mean, it's hard to know for sure. That's the other thing too. There's no way to know for sure. There's just no way to know. There's no way to know how Frosk is going to react. Is she going to play ball, right? Is she going to be cool? Or is she going to try to create a moment on Jeremy's show, right? On Jeremy's interview. Is she going to try to be like, bam, I'm going to try to dunk on him. And then he's going to have to upload it or maybe not, but maybe that's her intention, right? To try to go on there and try to make it seem like she's going to own him and through extension, own everybody else, right? In the community, right? In the YouTube comment, this kind of commentary community, this section of YouTube, right? That's into the geek and pop culture stuff, right? Because she would certainly take a victory lap if that were the case. If she went on there, right? And absolutely came out looking like she was making the better points and things like that. She's, who's to say that she's not going to sit there and use that? She would obviously use it. She absolutely would use it. I don't see any reason for her not to. Because it's going to benefit her. It's going to look like she's, she took the fight to them. You know what I mean? It's just like, go tell them, Frosk, you put them in their place,
Him not
Another one.
offering the
I like the Quartering's always had my back. I think he's a good dude. But I
Flash,
think
you
it's a bad
literally
move.
reached out and told her that she could come on your show. And
Oh yeah, I'd have her on
she
here,
didn't
but I
come on
shit
your
on
show.
her.
Now you're changing
I'll
your mind.
fucking hit
It's
her
kind of
so hard.
embarrassing.
If she came on the show, she'd leave.
It's kind
5
of
minutes.
embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie.
How is it embarrassing? If she came on my show, I'd shit on her the minute she came on
Yeah,
here.
but you just
be
have
funny.
the exact opposite.
See, but here's the thing. Here's the problem with that. This is where I would say, like, again, I understand Flash, and this is something that I do appreciate about Flash. And this is one of the reasons I really like Flash. Flash tells you how it is. Flash is a blunt guy. And I relate to that 100% because I'm the same way. I don't like to sugarcoat things. I tell it how it is. You guys know. You've been here long enough. You know how I am. I'm a pretty straight up guy too. So that's one of the reasons why I really like Flash too, is that he's no nonsense. And I can appreciate that. But we all know what would happen if Flash did that, right? As soon as she got on and Flash starts going off on her, she's going to leave. She's going to leave. There's no reason for her to stay. And then what does she get to do after that, right? What does she get to do after that? She gets to run back to Twitter and be like, this guy was so mean. I was 100% right about all these people. They're all bad faith. This dude, I went on his stream in good faith, and I tried to talk with him. I tried to have a civil discussion, and all he did was curse me out, call me all kinds of names, and I was 100% right. You know, that's what she would do. That's what she would do, 100%. And the thing is, and Flash, knowing Flash would release, Flash would absolutely release the clip of him taking a dump on her. He absolutely would. But she would use that too. She would use that to her advantage as well, to push the agenda that she's been trying to push this entire time, or has been pushing for the last several years, this victim mentality, right?
Opposite opinion like 7 days ago.
Because fuck her, dude. She said she doesn't want me as her fan.
See,
She said she doesn't want me as
No,
her
she
fan.
wants to
'cause I
talk
voted
Lofty,
for
I
Trump.
think the
Yeah, but then
difference
why did
is
you ask her
that
to come on your
Flash says
show?
that Jeremy is going to
I
get
wouldn't
her
ask her to come on.
over the
She
break.
said she wanted a debate.
Dude,
Come on the show then.
if she was
I'm not
gonna come on
gonna
your
do it. I'm gonna
if
throw
she
exactly
accepted,
what I said.
if Flash,
I'm gonna throw
okay. The Flash, Flash. I love Flash, man. Flash cracks me up. In fairness to Frosk didn't say anything about debating anyone. Although a lot of the times these discussions do become debates, okay? But that's not actually what she said, right? Let's go back to her tweet just to remind everybody, okay? Let's go back to her tweet and see what she actually said, okay? So this is what, wait, hold on. This is not the one. My bad. Let's go to the actual tweet. My bad. Here we go. Let's go to the tweet of what she actually said, okay? This is what she actually said, right? To all these drama farming YouTubers, you can always reach out to my agent if you would like to schedule a discussion. Now, like I said, sometimes discussions do become debates. It does happen. Sometimes interviews do become debates. It can happen. But that's the pretense under which she wants to show up on these channels, right? Is to have a discussion, not necessarily a debate. So, just so that we're fairly representing Frosk, right? And her position, at least in terms of what she was expecting.
Exactly what I said about her just like 2 weeks ago when I said her teeth looked dead.
If
I'll tell her
she
that to her
said
face, just like she wanted. I'll tell her that to her face, just like she wanted. Your teeth look dead, Frosk.
well, that's true. I agree, but I'm just saying, if she agreed to come on your show,
Oh,
you wouldn't be.
But
this
she won't come on the show, will
irritated.
she? She won't
Well,
come
no.
on this show.
So-
She won't go on Geeks and Gamers. She won't go on RK Outpost channel either because they do the
Yeah, but
same
all
thing
of them
that I
reached
would do.
out.
No, she won't go on any of those. No, she won't. And she won't. And again, it's because the format is similar to this, which it's a panel discussion, which that would be way too intimidating for somebody like her. There's no way she would do it. There's no way she would ever agree. Ever.
To where all of them are willing to have
Put her on
that
her
discussion
bullshit that she said over the past couple of months.
with her. Ugh.
She said
Make
she
her
was going to
put
go
her
on the
up and
big
tell her.
stream.
The same shit. Why don't you want me to be your fan? You don't like me because I'm a Trump supporter? Fuck Geeks.
No, it's not even
Fuck
that,
you,
Flash.
Fortune.
He was about to
It's
say,
where we
he was about to say fuck Geeks and Gamers. Oh, Flash. He caught himself. He caught himself though, because that's not what he meant to say. He meant to say like G4.
are. Like the gamers are watching G4. She invaded there. I'm not a gamer, okay? So I'm not saying this is my space. I'm saying
She
it's
said I
your
want
space.
back to
I'm
violence.
sitting there watching G4.
Just like she said she wanted. I'll say it to her
Oh my
face.
goodness.
Come on my screen.
YellowFlash right up.
I'll
She
say it to
entered.
her face.
No,
Just like
nobody.
she said she wanted.
Nobody
I'll
entered
say all
her
the shit
space.
I said. I'll say it to her face. Come on the stream. I'll say everything you said you wanted me to say. I'll say it to your face. Come on here. She won't do it.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm on a
shit.
ordering stream and he's going to be nice to her. And he should be nice to her. He voted for Trump. She said she don't want him as a fan.
Mm.
Did she? Yeah, Yeah, she
Yes.
said that. She's the whole fucking tweet. I don't want Trump supporters as fans. I don't want, if you
Adam
voted Trump, I don't want you as a fan. She did say that. So did Adam Sessler. Fuck both of them. Fuck G4 TV. You're going to
Oh
talk
my
to me. You don't
God.
want me as your fan? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck your platform, too.
Oh my goodness.
I hate
Oh
these
my
people.
God.
Fuck them. They're all trash. All of them are trash.
Here's the situation. Flash, can I talk for a
Oh,
second?
Crow's
Are
here.
you still want to yell?
What's up, Crow?
Oh my god, dude, what's up?
What's up, buddy?
This shit was fucking great.
Oh,
I had so
man.
much fun.
Flash's rant is hilarious, man. God
Oh,
bless
dude,
Flash.
he
God bless
goes
him.
so fucking hard on this woman.
God bless
God.
him, dude. He was so. Oh man, I love Flash. I love hearing Flash rant.
Dude, it was great. Like I'm sitting here playing fucking Pokemon, and Flash is just going off. Oh man, it was awesome. I gotta get ready for my stream. But dude, being there was great. it was fucking hilarious. The shit with the quartering, right? I mean,
Say your piece, Crow. Say your piece. Say your piece. Say it from your perspective. Say it from your perspective.
okay, I'm just gonna say it like this, right? So he's in the chat bitching about how the chat is behaving and
Okay.
bitching about Flash and everybody, then runs to Twitter and puts out all these tweets about it. Then much later, finally shows up into the stream and says he was getting Taco Bell and he's clearly fucking drunk. So I'm like, this is amazing. This is fucking amazing. I got fucking drunk quartering talking about, the reason why he wouldn't join me is because he was getting Taco Bell. And I'm going, okay, so if I'm supposed to believe this, you went drunk to Taco Bell, which, hey, man, look, I get it. People do. And then also we're like tweeting about this fucking stream in the meantime. I'm going to say that wasn't what you were fucking doing. I think we all know, unless Taco Bell invented the Tequila Sunrise Crunch Box, I'm pretty sure we know what he was actually doing.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah,
So-
bro. Yeah, of course we do.
Yeah, so
course we
I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Bro, see, my thing is this, right? Like I see, that's the thing, right? Obviously, I'm friendly with Flash. He's a friend of the channel. I've actually spoken with Flash. Quartering, I've had very limited interactions with him. Like I said, I'm sure he probably doesn't even remember me, but we have like spoken, I think, like through email. And like I said, he referenced one of my Twitter videos one time for one of his videos. It was during the Breakthrough Gaming stuff. You remember all that, Crow.
Yeah.
And that's it. But I don't expect them to like know who I am or my channel, anything like that. But I have had Flash on before. I've talked with Flash. I like Flash. I think Flash is a good dude. I've had limited interactions with Ethan as well. I've probably spoken more to Ethan behind the scenes, although again, I don't expect them to know who I am specifically either. But I've supported Ethan's work and stuff like that. But I get where they're coming from, right? I get where Ethan is coming from, and I don't necessarily disagree where he's coming from. But I also see where, diplomacy is, can be a good thing.
No, look,
get a
here's my
conversation
problem.
going.
Here's my problem. When he talks about when quartering. Here's the thing. My understanding is Quartering's backed out of doing the interview now.
Yeah, which he shouldn't have done. He should not have done that. He should have, because
after all of this, it just seems really fucking dumb.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think you can approach Frosk the way that he's approached. So I forget her name, so that's probably making me sound like an asshole.
Frosk. No.
Not
her
Frosk.
name is
Not Frosk. Not Frosk.
Who?
The writer or the showrunner for the Witcher series.
Yeah, Lauren Hisrich or some shit.
Yeah, so that's somebody who seems to be approaching the quartering in good faith. So I'm like, okay, so that's somebody that you actually give that sort of approach to. Frosk is not somebody who's been acting in good faith at all at any point to any of this. So why would you? So
I
like,
agree 100% with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
but he said, yeah, okay. But my problem is he seems to be treating it like that's the case with this woman. Like, I'm going to act in good faith and we're going to have a good conversation. I'm going to be able to get more interviews with her. He was talking about how he needs to get if he goes at her too hard, he'll never get another interview again. I'm like, okay, for your business, that makes sense. Okay. But the problem is this woman's like talking so much shit about people. if you approach it in this like half-ass, like pull your fucking punches kind of way, you're gonna. I mean, it might work good for you. You'll probably get more interviews with people on the fucking G4. Maybe you'll even get Adam fucking Sessler, right? But like in reality, this woman's actually gonna come on in bad fucking faith and treat you like shit and treat your audience like shit and talk shit. And I mean, like that's the problem. I don't think the corner is the right type of person to fucking handle this one.
More than likely, yeah, probably. But again, there's no way to know for sure. There's no way to know for sure. Like more than like, because look, from what I've seen about her, and I have extensively looked into her. So yeah, I do think that she would not come on in good faith. And I do believe that, again, look, even if she did, right? Here's what would happen, right? Let's say they do have, and I mentioned this earlier. I don't know if you were listening, but I mentioned this earlier. Let's say they have a great interview, right? It's all civil, chummy. They end on pretty good terms. Then she goes back to Twitter and she says, hey, just had a great conversation with the quartering. What do you think is going to happen? Her fans are going to eat her alive. Why the fuck did you talk to the quartering? That dude is toxic. He's this, he's that, whatever. Like, why would you even give him the time of day? Like, why did you do that? And what's probably going to end up happening if she feels enough pressure, she's going to say, yeah, fuck that guy. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? Yeah. More than likely, because she seems like that type that she would fold. That she would be like, oh, no, yeah, you know what? You guys are right. I shouldn't have done that. I'll never speak to him again. Fuck him, blah, 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 whatever. Right?
I didn't really... That to me honestly seems more like the type of person that you're dealing with here. Anything quartering says to her, I think she will just use against him. If he goes slightly too hard at her, she'll use that against him. And if he doesn't go hard enough, she'll make him her bitch. Like, so I'm just like, I don't think the quartering is the type of person to handle this one. But I don't know. Maybe it would have been a good fucking thing. Maybe he would have proved everybody wrong, man. But like when I was sitting in there playing fucking Pokemon and watching this guy pussy out, I'm just like, holy fuck. Like, don't give me some shit about, oh, I need to go talk about, like, look, honestly, you don't know anybody your time, right? I'm with him there.
Sorry, I said it was up to BP. BP's here, bro.
Ah, he did go BP Roger. I fucking love that.
What's up, guys? What's up?
Bro, that's awesome. You know what? Just for that, I'm opening up my stream with a Blackbeard fucking raps. Yeah,
Wait,
just because Gold BP Roger.
Finish your point though. Crow.
Oh, sorry.
Interrupted.
Yeah, no, like I'm just like, maybe he could do it, right? Maybe he could like just handle that woman and put all the shit that she said to task. Maybe he is the person to do it. My problem is I'm sitting there as he's bitching in the chat, runs to Twitter to bitch on fucking Twitter, and he won't get into the fucking stream. And when he does get into the stream, he dips out because Ethan came back. I'm going like, okay, so like you're a fucking pussy, dude. Like, I don't think you are the one to handle this shit. I think she'll make you her bitch, and I don't think it will be pretty. Because she's not going to be acting in good faith. She's not going to be honest at all. And like, what? You're going to sit there and try to like have a polite conversation with her?
Yeah.
And then what? When that doesn't work, you're going to like fucking go at her, and then she's going to sit there and call you a fucking sexist and misogynist? They don't give a shit if quartering acts in good faith, because they think he's a racist Nazi bigot, and that means that they can act like fucking assholes to him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe. But again, look, in fairness, right? Again,
it's okay. I'm right.
You saw what
I'm right.
Flash said, right? What Flash said, right? But you saw what Flash said, though, right? Flash is like, oh, if she would come in here, I'd say this, that, or that, and she would immediately leave, and then she'd run to Twitter. And knowing Flash, Flash is absolutely going to upload the clip where he tells her off, and she's going to be like, see. It's just going to give her ammunition to do that. I mean,
but here's the difference, right? I'd rather fucking Flash slap her across the fucking face and then her run to Twitter and go, hey, he slapped me across the face. And I'll be like, yeah, but that's what you wanted. It's
oh, no, I would love to. Hey, look, I would not mind seeing that either.
Right? I don't want to see fucking quartering just bend his fucking knee to not get put through that treatment by her when she's going to do it to him anyways.
Maybe. That's the thing, we don't know. That's my whole thing.
I don't know.
Won't know. We won't ever know now, especially if he backed out. But from the way he talked in his video, and this is what I was saying earlier, I understand why people would be concerned like that. And obviously the way things went down off Flashcast and stuff like that, you know, I understand. I completely understand. Like I said, I understand Ethan's point 100% where he's coming from. And I agree to a certain extent. I was like, yeah, I completely understand that is a solid point, because there's no winning. Even if you win, you still lose with these people. I get that, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes, I mean, yeah, you never know. You never know what could happen.
Well,
Now,
I think
know
what
for
Ethan,
sure.
I think what Ethan was looking at it was, you know, when it came to Anita Sarkeesian, there was the opportunity not to give her any oxygen. And instead, people tried to like have these fucking conversations with her, and it never worked out for anybody.
Well, no, of course not. I mean, look, at VidCon,
She acted
all
in
those
bad
years ago, when
faith in every
took
single interaction.
She took a dump on freaking Sargon of Akkad when she was at VidCon. She was like, this piece of shit right here, you know, harasses me online and stuff during a VidCon panel. That was like back in like 2016.
And Sargon like sat there with the smirk on his face the
Well, he
entire
said, I
time.
just want to talk. I just
Yeah.
want to talk. Yeah, that it was
But
funny.
you know what? That the thing is, it was funny. It was hilarious. She looks like an idiot to anybody who's being like objective, but to her audience, to her crowd, to the people she was preaching towards, they were like, "Oh yeah, Anita, you sit there,
yeah,
you
queen,
tell him how it
slay.
is." And
Slay
it's like,
queen, yeah.
yeah.
And I get it,
like-
and I know that's part of what again, that's part of the concern with this shit with her. Like I said, yeah, I get that. And look, truth be told, because she's going through an agent, she probably I don't know if she had any terms, right? That's just a big assumption that people are making, because the quartering never said, oh,
well,
she had
okay. If it wasn't her terms to keep it a pre-recorded and not go fucking live, if that wasn't her terms, then he's an idiot.
Well,
he's an absolute fucking
he's the one.
idiot.
Look, he's the one that said that in his video, that he thought that was the better way to go. But here's the thing: look, we don't know
Then
if
he's an
there's any
idiot.
terms.
We
don't know if there's a. Hold on. Let me finish. We don't know if there's any terms. I would think, because she is going through an agency, that yeah, more than likely, if she, you know, if her agent is smart, they're going to be like, okay, we'll agree to do this interview, but you got to send us the questions first, so we know. We want to screen the questions first, so that you're not just trying to bring us in under false pretenses, which honestly you still could, because you just give her a bum list of questions for her to go over, and then you still fucking, you know, you still sideswipe her anyways. So, but go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
Well, yeah, you can do that too. I'm just saying that I know exactly why people were not excited at the prospect of him going on with her, right? Because it's not going to be live. It's going to be pre-recorded. And the reason why it's not going to be live apparently is because they're worried about the fucking super chats or whatever. And I'm just going like, that's what? Like, dude, it's your audience, man. Like, have some faith in your fucking people. And if they want to like treat this one the way that she's treated them, I'm kind of like, you know, karma's like a thing. You encourage that fucking treatment the way that you act.
She would never do live, bro. Because think about, remember when she went on her G4 little rant. Remember, she was just like, I see you guys in the audience. I see you saying this, that, or the other. You know.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying like go in there with the intention of behaving like an actual sexist, bigot, misogynist, or whatever. No, that's not what I'm saying. But like, the way that she's talked to people, they have every right to like come in and, you know, air their fucking grievance out in a fucking super chat if they fucking want to. And if the quartering can't like handle that, what do you want me to say, dude?
Sure.
Like,
but I think there's a way to still assert yourself without it becoming an absolute shit show. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, look, if Flash invited her on, it was like, you're a piece of shit, Frosk. Fuck you. You know, it's just like, okay, there's no there's no conversation that's going to take place there, obviously. And it's fine if you don't want to have one, if that's not your intention. Cool, whatever. You know what I mean? If you just wanted to have your own moment to go viral or whatever, that's fine. That's fine. And like I said, look, I believe, like what Ethan said, I do agree with him to a point. I think that you can't win with these people regardless. They're going to go. And him bringing up the Zack Snyder thing is a fair example too. Yeah, look what happened with Geeks. Yeah, that's fair. And again, they're still probably going to cry foul, even if you made every possible concession that you could for them. it's still not going to be good enough.
Yeah.
They're still going to find something wrong with it. And in that regard, I do agree with them. I'm like, yeah, because look, truthfully, I wouldn't be super opposed to talking to somebody like her, but at the same time, it's not like high on my list. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I look at her and I'm like, I don't really need to have a conversation with this person. If it happened, it happened, but I wouldn't try to go out of my way to make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but at the same time, like you get what you see in this, like on their own platform, this is how this person's behaved. And, how many people do we need to see behave like this who take any kind of commentary or discussion as antagonistic and then turn it into like, I'm a victim, like, see, like, because people don't agree with me, I'm a victim.
Yes.
There's just no winning. And so I can kind of see where Jeremy's coming from, and that he wants to be polite and he wants to he wants to make these counter arguments, but no matter how he tries and builds this environment for an interview or debate, like, it's not going to work out for him in the long run. There's just some people who you can't have like an actual discussion with, because they're going to sit there and they're going to talk to you, but they're not going to listen and talk with you.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of person she strikes me as.
Yeah, I don't think she would change her mind. I don't think she would change her mind at all. I don't think there would be any common ground that would be found no matter what. She seems pretty militant about her beliefs. And like I said, it comes across in her post and the things that she talks about. Hold on, I got to answer this real quick. Zana asks, if you had a chance to interview her or Jason David Frank, man, I would actually prefer to talk to Jason David Frank. I'm not going to lie. And I don't care much for Jason David Frank, but I would prefer talking to him over over Frosk.
Why is that?
Huh?
Why is that?
Well, because I don't think he would be as insufferable, and I'm pretty sure that he wouldn't go crying to Twitter about how he didn't get a fair shake. You know what I mean? I don't think he would do that. And that's the thing. Like I said, that's what I see with her. Yeah, for sure. Even if concessions are made for her, I think she would still find a reason to complain, whether it's pre-recorded or live. Especially if it's live, though. If it's live, forget about it. She's gonna be like, her. I got dogpiled because she would never go on a panel stream like this, and she most certainly wouldn't do a live interview because she's gonna be like, your chat is too hostile. They're too hostile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're saying really mean things to me right now, and it's just like, don't pay attention to the chat. You're here to talk to this person. The chat's gonna say what the chat's gonna say, right?
Yeah, and that's the problem, though. She would focus on what the chat is saying, and then but the problem is,
right.
But he has to be able to handle it, and I'm just going
faith.
like
you have no faith in him being able to handle it.
After what happened with Flashcast, I really don't.
I mean, he's not the right person to handle people like that. He, in his videos, still says like how he thinks men have some kind of responsibility to, protect and do all this stuff for women. But these women like this do not want that. They see that as sexist almost.
Yeah.
Like that's already playing into their whole thing. Like, you're not the person to handle this person because they already see you coming in with a sexist viewpoint. So.
Yeah. So with that, then, Crow, who do you think would be the best person to handle this interview with her?
To be honest with you, probably Ethan.
Ethan?
Yeah. I mean, if I had to be like totally like 100%, I think it would be somebody like Ethan who could probably handle it better. Now, look, and that's with the understanding that, I don't want like you to be going in trying to get yourself a second interview. Like, this is not the sort of person that you do that with. You handle this person the way that they presented themselves to their, like BP was saying, like, to their own audience, how she's presented herself to her own audience. That's what you need to go in and expect. And that's how you need to go in, and you need to shut it down. And you need to be firm. You need to be hard.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like even Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, another guy I think who could do it. Young Ripper, like 100%. I don't really think
I think would be great.
Yeah. I don't know if he's like really covered it too much to himself, like, but I mean,
I still put her on with some like hot tub or whatever the meta is now on Twitch. Let's have them argue with one another, or just sit there and talk about how they're both victims.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like,
no, but I get what you're saying.
I'm
right?
just saying, like, YellowFlash also,
Yeah.
like, and not on Flashcast where he's drinking.
No, not where he's at a few. Yeah, no, but I get what you're saying.
That would have some great clips for everybody.
Of course, dude. Look, this shit, right? This whole shit is great, dude. I love Flash. I can't be mad at Flash for it's Flash. You know what I'm saying? Flash just tells it how it is, and I appreciate that. That's one of the reasons why I really like him because I can identify with that.
What's up? Like 5 minutes. I got.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, head out. I got BP.
Hey, BP, love you, man. Bye.
Love you, man. Peace.
All right, we'll watch a little bit more, and then I'll link Crow's stream.
Right.
But
hey, man, you got a lot of people looking up to you. You got a lot of people.
Oh no, another ad. All right, here we go. Hey, Corona's got to get his bag, man. Corona goes, he re-uploads these things. He deserves a little something for his effort too. But I'm skipping the ads. I'm sorry, Corona. I'm sorry.
What you profess to believe. That's interesting. Do your thing, man. You've got a way bigger channel than me. Who am I? Do your thing.
Copy this for the chat because I forgot to.
We get to see what
say hi to Ethan Klein when you get there.
8420 Willow is my favorite
bird.
movie. Christopher Prophet for 50. Talking of Marvel, if they want to get rid of Brie Larson, they can do what they did in the comics and have Rogue take over. I got that.
Let's go a little bit further here because I think he says something
and
else.
she's going to just try to pull him out of context in every single thing that he says.
Yeah, that's when Crow.
Who give you money in super chats to support your channel?
I can't believe I'm hearing my side use terms like platforming someone they don't like.
To build that shed by making fun of Brie Larson. She wants to make fun of you. She wants to call you names. She wants to insult your audience. And I'm not so sure you're going to be able to defend them. I'm not sure that you're willing to.
But do you think like she would not be able to do that if he didn't have
platforming? That's the word. That's the problem here. Let's not use the word platforming. That's the
well,
issue.
I mean, like because
SJWs tend to take words and go, well, what does that word mean? We can't use that word.
I think his problem is that we're getting into the sort of like, oh, this is irresponsible platforming sort of stuff, which I definitely understand.
It's not about irresponsibility. It's about, you know what? This is a person who's here to insult your audience. It's not about exposing people to different views. This is a provocateur. This is somebody who is deliberately seeking this kind of attention so that they can become larger in stature and so that they can continue to insult us. Don't forget, I mean, we're the ones who were pushed out of where we were. And this is just like that meme. That's just like, hey, get out of this space. We'll build our own space. Well, now let us into this space that you're in. Somebody made a new version of that where the people in their new space just opened up a fucking flamethrower on them. Said no.
So I just don't understand like why that would be a bad thing. If she comes on and just starts shitting on everyone and Jeremy's, trying to play, moderate the situation and
Mr. Rogers comes off as like a hyper aggressive.
She looks terrible, and Jeremy looks great. Like, what is wrong with that?
Well,
yeah, that could be that. I mean, that's a fair point too. I think Lofty is the one that brought that up, and that is I mean, that would make her look really bad if she comes in hot. And we've talked about this before, right? When people come in hot, it's usually doesn't lead to really good results. It's depending. I mean, unless you're a person that's where you're at your best. A lot of times, it's pretty bad for you when you decide to just come in hot and just this, that, or the other, right?
Yeah,
talk shit.
I don't know if she would though. I think that she has enough intelligence to still play the cards.
Yeah, I think she would have a little bit more tact than that, but at the same time, maybe she would want to, what Ethan says might be true too, right? Maybe she comes in and she tries to play coy and dumb, and maybe she tries to agitate to a point where it's just like, all right, I'm going to get this guy to go off on me, so that I look great, which could happen. That absolutely could happen. Again, we'll never know now because it seems like the interview is off. But for sure, I mean that absolutely could be a scenario. That
can I ask a question though? Like, why even interview her? Like, what do we need to know about her?
See, that's my thing too, and that's one of the things that I agree with Ethan on as well. I'm just like, I don't know what new information you're really going to get out of her, or what like, what is she really going to bring to the table that's different? Because from the way she's talked, and especially her post, if you had seen the post that I went through, her Reddit post, it's almost she regurgitates the exact same shit over and over again.
Yeah,
she's
the same talking points,
bro. The same. You're deflecting. You're arguing in bad faith. You're attacking my character. And mind you, these are people like there was this one guy named Sean Finnegan that was like, just, hey, listen, I'm not attacking you because you're a woman or anything like that. This has nothing to do with anything like that. I'm simply addressing the things that you did and said. You acted unprofessional. You said this. You kind of blanket termed when you were speaking, and it's just like, I'm addressing that. I said, I don't care that you're a woman. I don't care that you're LGBT. I don't care about any of that. I'm addressing your behavior. The shit that you did and the shit that you said. That's all that matters to me. You know what I mean?
Right. Like,
Like
we're just sitting here, like, watching the show at, worst for the vast majority of these people, and she's sitting here insulting them while they're supporting their show or have
Exactly.
in the past or
Talking down to
whatever. And it's like, that's stuff that show decided to air.
Bro,
I
you know what's
just don't know
crazy?
what people think is going to happen on the internet. Like, they want everybody
Yeah.
to have the same opinion they do. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like along the lines of what I was saying earlier. Like, yeah, freedom of, you don't get like freedom of consequence for your speech, but they
Yes.
do.
Yeah, exactly. They will live by that sword, but they won't die by that sword.
Exactly. Rules for thee, but not for me.
Exactly. And the thing is, if you see her Reddit post, it's dude, I read a Reddit post of hers where she contradicts herself, bro, in the same Reddit post. I'm like, how do you say this and then go on to say this? You go on and you say something like, look, if you're not this type of person, right, then I'm not talking about you. If you're not this istophobe person, then my message wasn't directed towards you. Then she goes on to like say like it was directed at the gaming community. I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay, you're just like, what are you talking about? I said, okay, so you're saying that the gaming community at large is still sexist, right? It's just like, what the fuck kind of sense does that make?
Yeah.
You know,
it's just let me take this huge group of people and marginalize all of them, but it's not about you, even though that's your space.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh my god, man, and then she has the audacity to tell other people that they're arguing in bad faith, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? You literally just did that. You literally just did that.
Yeah, usually when people sit here and they make these kinds of arguments that generalize people and say like you're coming in whatever way, they are actually oh man, they don't have anything else to argue, obviously. So that's what they're talking about. They don't have anything else to define them. So that's what they're talking about. They have to bring up things that aren't important, that don't actually define anything about them, and attribute something to give them some kind of value and some kind of significance and importance. And it's just sad that that's like what she thinks her importance is other people's opinions about her.
Yeah, bro, and it's great. Look, my something my brother always used to tell me. You know what I mean? My older brother used to tell me. He used to say, when you point the finger at somebody, you point 3 back at yourself. And that's exactly what I see when I hear her talk about stuff. It's just like you're doing these things. It's like everything that you're accusing people of doing, you do them like tenfold.
Yeah, I mean, you're just sitting here stamping your feet like a petulant child trying to get attention from mommy and daddy. Like, give me my way. Give me my money. Give me my way. Give me my gratification, my validation. Yeah. Or else, I'm going to go cry about it.
Yeah, it's crazy because like before she nuked her Twitter, she had said stuff like, "Oh, if you don't like the stuff I'm saying, then my content's not for you. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like basically peace out, right?" She doesn't care, right? But then she'll go on G4 TV and say stuff like, "Oh, I have to see your comments and they ruin my day." I was just like, "Well, what is it? Do you really care or do you not care?" Because you sit there and say that these are the kind of people that you don't want to appeal to at all, right? You don't give a shit about them. You don't want them to be your fans, but you do give a shit.
It's like the bitter ex who's over it the next day.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my gosh, it's always talking in circles with her. It's just like, it's weird, man. And the thing is, again, I think she does care because, bro, she sits there and she'll respond to people on Reddit like, why are you even wasting your time? Like, why even waste your time?
The fact that she made the comments in the first place shows how much she cares. And the format in which she did it, in which she had people clapping like seals for her, shows how much she cares and how insecure she is, and how she will never come on to something like a Flashcast because she doesn't actually believe in her opinions. She just believes in the idiots who will go around and spread them for her.
Exactly. And she's more than happy to be in her echo chamber. That's why, I think, look, even if that's why in that regard, I do agree with Ethan. Like, look, even if you win, you still lose because she could still end up, going, onto Twitter and burying you despite it going well. You know what I mean? She could still end up, knifing you in the back. And yeah, she probably would because she seems like the kind of person that with enough pressure, she'll cave because people are giving her shit. I mean, look, she quit being a sportscaster for League of Legends quit being an esports caster. I'm sorry, for League of Legends, because people were criticizing her and she didn't like it, and she quit. She quit because she couldn't take it no more. She couldn't take the criticism that they were giving her, and she quit. She's like, I'm done. She's like, you know what? After I do finals for this year, I'm out. And that was last year.
Yeah, but she doesn't care about people's comments.
Nah, she doesn't. She don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, this is classic actions speak way louder than words. Like someone can sit there and tell me all day about how over it they are and how much they don't care. But I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, people think that they can just speak things into existence. Like, yeah, your words exist,
yeah.
But the meaning of your actions is not lost on me.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll get through the rest. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. We'll get to the part where Jeremy actually popped in. Hold on. He popped in. I know that he popped in after Ethan left. And I did see, because I was skimming through it earlier. He popped in when Ethan left, and then when Ethan came back, he left. So
here, yeah, you gotta get on here.
Let me see where it's at. Like it takes him a little bit. So we'll get through that, and then we'll close out the stream. And
don't be Ethan Ralph Quartering, please.
I actually have to go, so maybe.
So yeah, he went on. Yeah, I know that he went on Twitter and he was tripping
because there's gotta be
on Twitter.
Right now.
Now, and to be fair to they were both drinking, from my understanding. Flash and Quartering both had, they had kicked back a few, both of them, and you could kind of tell, like when you hear them talk, you could tell that they both had a few. So.
Oh yeah, I mean I've seen plenty of Flash rants in the past.
Yeah.
Well, he showed up. Here we go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, here we go.
Finally, it's time. It's time.
Hello.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Finally.
So docile.
Hello.
You there, Jeremy?
Yeah, I'm here. What do you got to say?
Well, you're a lot more talkative on Twitter than you are on here.
Ooh.
Do you have a problem with me tweeting?
Well, I mean, you're talking a lot of shit on Twitter and in the chat. But
what shit am I talking?
Okay, well let's
do you have an issue with me being disappointed that someone whose content I enjoy consuming, like yours, would be such a pussy ass bitch and talk about how people should or shouldn't platform people? Do you have an issue with me being concerned why somebody whose content I consume and who's somebody who I appreciate talks like an SJW by talking about how I should or shouldn't platform people?
You literally said everybody in the chat right now is acting like what she was talking about.
No.
Oh, you did say that. I can pull that
up.
Because
I believe I did say that, and I stand by it. 110 toes behind it.
10 toes behind it. Oh no.
Yeah, the chat was being a bunch of fucking pussies.
So the chat was being a bunch of sexists. That's what she says. Now you're saying pussy. She said the chat's being a bunch of sexist. Sexist and sexism in gaming is real.
No, Flash.
No, that is what she said. That's what you're saying. No, you did say that. You said the
entire I never fucking said I didn't say it. Are you deaf? I said that. You have a lot of shit to talk about me, about how I don't care about the culture war and how you're just so much more invested.
To be fair, that was Ethan that said that specifically.
No, you DM'd that to me, dude. Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't know what Flash has been DMing, but Ethan directly said that specifically.
Ethan is a fucking pussy ass bitch, and that's fine. And I'll say that. I don't think it's fair for me to talk shit when he's not here.
After he talks shit, that's great. It's not fair for me to talk shit about Ethan because he's not here. So after he just called him a pussy ass bitch, that's hilarious. God bless the Quartering.
But Flash, you got a lot of shit to talk, homie, and that's fine. I appreciate you. I appreciate your content and the work that you've done. But
you really shit on me for 30 minutes instead of fucking coming here and talking to me. Instead, you want to go on Twitter and whine and bitch instead of coming here when you had the link in the first place. Why don't you just come in here and fucking hash it out in the first place 30 minutes ago instead of acting like a goddamn Frosk on Twitter? That's what you did, dude.
Are you upset that I had to stop at Taco Bell and I had to get dinner? Are you upset that I didn't immediately show up in your back?
Why didn't you say in DMs in the first place?
Why are you texting? Why are you tweeting?
Are you upset, YellowFlash, I didn't immediately show up to your live stream and you demanded it by insulting me? Are you really upset about that?
You were in the chat.
Are you
upset?
Are you upset that I didn't immediately rush here to beg you to respect me? Is that what it is? Are you really upset about that?
Is this where you're going? Can
we talk about the actual process of debating something? This is like the reason. Like I feel like we're all getting lost.
This is so funny. I gotta admit, this is funny.
You guys are on the same page.
This is entertaining. I love it. I think it's it's funny.
They're definitely not.
Yeah.
But
No. I'm not going to platform somebody who I disagree with. That's totally right-wing awesomeness. I'm not going to be an SCW bitch and not platform people I disagree with.
Are you gonna?
you drinking tonight, Jeremy? What's going on, pal?
Oh, there's Ethan.
Don't platform somebody I disagree with. I have literally nothing to lose, but I'll give it all up.
What? What are you saying? What is this?
Oh, Ethan! Oh, look at you! Oh, you
Yeah, he came back.
Oh, Ethan! Oh,
Yeah, Jeremy. Hi.
No. Scout, you left. You left because you said I was afraid of you. So back the fuck out, and I want to hear from YellowFlash. I'll handle you on a different stream, buddy. I appreciate you.
I didn't think I would come on while I was still there, and then I left and you came on.
Jeremy won't come on because he's afraid of me. I should probably back out.
No, I just thought that you
would. No. That's what you said.
And then I left.
Dip out. Dip out. When we talk
I was like, oh shit, I was right.
Yeah, dip out, tough guy. And then I'll talk to Flash and I'll talk to you later. How about that? Appreciate you. Wish you all the best. Pies and all.
Flash, you want me to leave or do you want me to stay? Am I allowed to stay in this from a front row seat, or would you like me to go?
All right. Well, no. You stay, Ethan. You stay. It's earlier for you than it is for me. I think you're an hour ahead of me. So you stay. Have a great show.
Hold on, I don't want him to take off. Ethan.
Flash,
All right. Prove my point. All right.
I'm not surprised about that. You got super quiet, and I wish you the best.
Wait, he took off. Oh God,
What the fuck is going on?
No, damn it!
Oh my God.
Jeremy, get back here. He's gone. Jeremy, get back here.
Yeah.
come back.
Oh my
come back.
God.
So that was it, and I don't think he came back after that. I don't think he came back after that, from my understanding. It was it was pretty much done after that. But that's what happened. That's what happened. That was the little spat. They have since reconciled. They're cool again. That they talked. They apologized, which is good because it happens. To creators, regardless of size, they have their issues. They have their they have their contentious moments. Like I said, there was also other factors involved. They had both had kicked back a few. They kicked back a few, and they were chilling on a Saturday night. And shit happens.
Oh, he felt like the bromance was threatened.
Yeah. That's what it seems like. Yeah,
He kept on saying, like, and I liked you, and I liked you.
Yeah, it's funny. No, the whole shit with him and Ethan though too, because they used to be tight too, man. But they kind of fell off. But it is what it is. But like they have since then also, I believe the quartering, from my understanding, canceled the interview with Frosk, which I don't think he should have. I think since he had already gone through the motion of securing the interview, he should have followed through with it, despite how he felt this all went down. Right? I think he still should have went through with it because. Look, it's his channel at the end of the day. He can do what he wants. If he ends up getting dunked on his own channel, then it is what it is. And if not, then that's cool too, whatever. But I figure since he went through the whole trouble of securing the interview, he should have at least followed through with it, in my opinion. But that's fine. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to platform anybody he doesn't want to. He's not obligated to do that. But he should have just seen it through since he went that far anyways. But what do you think, BP?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And maybe there's something to be said about how people could have addressed their concerns with him. Like, I don't know if there was some kind of other discussion. I actually don't know the proper way to do this. And if people are, generating income off of this, I don't really know if it was, incorrect to do it. For that reason, like I respect people's hustle, and so much of YouTube is just these people going back and forth, saying like, "Oh, but you said this, well, you said that," and then either they handshake or they don't at the end of the day.
Yeah, but and that's one thing I think that they should have just communicated directly. I don't know if they have each other's phone number. Probably not. Maybe not. I don't know. But to me, that's why I prefer like direct communication. Like going on Twitter and tweeting about it is something that Jeremy shouldn't have done. Jeremy shouldn't have done that. He should have just, addressed Flash directly, whether it be through DMs or giving him a phone call or whatever like that. Don't go and start tweeting on your timeline about it, making it worse. Just really kind of poking at the beehive and stuff. I don't think that that's the way to handle things either. Especially if you're cool with each other, just hit each other up directly. So in case there's any kind of and honestly, look, Flash saying stuff. If Flash was saying stuff, I think his criticisms were fair. I don't think he really said anything really out of line in regards to Jeremy. I think his criticism was fair. He's like, look, I don't think that quartering is going to press her enough. That's his opinion. I think he's entitled to it. I think that's fair for him to say. I don't, at no point prior to that, until they started getting really intense, he had said anything derogatory towards Jeremy that I heard anyways. Maybe I got to roll it back. But it's not like he was like, oh, Jeremy's just a pussy and blah, 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 this, that, or the other.
Yeah, I think they kind of had the same argument against one another. And I don't know who threw the first the first pussy punch or whatever the fuck they call it.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, it was kind of silly.
Yeah, it was. It was
kind of silly, but I'm more sympathetic with Flash and Ethan. So
yeah, same. Well, to a degree, like I said, and it's probably because I know Flash more than I know Jeremy. I can't really, but I understand where Jeremy's coming from too. But I understand exactly where Ethan is coming from too. It's just like, all right, look, I get what you're saying, right? But I don't think that it's going to go down the way you think it's going to go down. I don't think it's going to be sunshines and rainbows and you're going to be singing Kumbaya with this person when it's all said and done.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, I'm in a position in my life where I have to deal with people who are kind of like that, in that, no matter what you say, no matter how you try and accommodate them, no matter what nice things you do, they're going to do what they're going to do. And this is very much so the kind of person who strikes me that way. And it just seemed like Jeremy didn't have a handle of that.
Yeah.
At least to me, apparent facts. So that's why I agree with Flash and EVS. And, I understand Jeremy's desire to appeal to somebody's better nature, but I don't think he's the right kind of person to have these discussions with someone who's sitting here screaming at us. So, but that's my take.
No, I think that's fair. And we'll leave it at that. For those of you that are in the chat, you can always leave a comment below, because I'm going to leave this. I'll probably leave this stream up. But I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here tonight. Just for those of you that don't know, channel memberships are now live. At the first tier, you get the emojis, the special emojis for the chat here in the live streams. The $3.99 tier, I just opened it up. I'll be adding deleted scenes from Henshin Time and some of the past projects for members that decide to get the Hunt Plus. You'll have access to those videos and maybe some other unreleased videos that I'm looking through my hard drives to see that I had made that didn't put up before. So you'll have access to content like that. For those of you that want to join the Hunt Plus membership, you'll get access to that stuff. And if you, like I said, if you do the 99 cents, the first tier, that's just, the emojis and stuff like that. But I appreciate you guys joining us. BP, thank you for joining me tonight, brother. It's been a long time. We need to do it again.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. It was really fun talking to you, and you guys sign up for that stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And I am going to go ahead and leave the link to Crow's stream for those of you that want to go over there and raid his stream. Say what's up. I may pop on over there at one point. Maybe jump in real quick. I'm not sure that I'll be on there long if I do, but if anything, just head over to his stream, show him some love. And yeah, until next time, I'm going to try to stream again tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. If you guys can, if you have Twitter, follow me on Twitter. I always announce it on there, if anything. I should probably start using the community post more, though. But thank you. Thank you all so much. You all have a fantastic night. I'll catch you all in the next stream.
Peace.